All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Also, double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to all the brothers out there pushing the word in all truth and all sincerity. And the brother Lahab, he found this article on the Federalist. And it's this article came out in September. So this is still pretty, relevant. It's still recent. And it's the article's entitled, Fauci Spills the Beans. A Vaccine Won't End COVID-19 Restrictions. All right. And you see, these elites, their agenda is to continue this narrative, okay? They're not going to stop this narrative, all right? Because really what they want to do, what the end game is to ultimately get everyone microchipped. And they're going to use different avenues and different situations to push that. And one of those situations is this whole situation with COVID-19, okay? And, this disease is probably going to mutate because they've been talking about that already and they showed it in movies, upgraded version of this. This stuff is going to continue. It's not going to stop, all right? And look, we're going to be on lockdown. Jobs are going to, get lost. And basically your so-called rights are going to be stripped from you, okay? Mm-hmm. These so-called American, rights are going to be taken away. Your constitutional rights, there we go. That's what it's called. Your constitutional rights are going to be taken from you. Okay. You got anything, Ak? Or should I just get into the article?
You can get into the article. I'm going to bring it out later.
All right. Well, it says here, Anthony Fauci is always the harbinger of additional sufferings to be inflicted by state and local governments. Count on governors parroting the new expectation. All right. So it says here, Dr. Anthony Fauci just spilled the beans. Contrary to the implicit promise numerous politicians made that COVID-19 restrictions would only last until there is an effective vaccine, Fauci says the arrival of a vaccine won't mean life will return to normal, perhaps for more than a year. Okay, and I'm going to keep reading. It says, if you're talking about getting back to a degree of normality which resembles where we were prior to COVID-19, it's going to be well into 2021. Maybe even towards the end of 2021, said the director of Institution of Allergy and Infectious Disease on Friday. And you see, they're not going to take this away. They're basically breaking everybody down right now, okay? Can you get real quick with there's no vision, the people perish?
Oh, okay.
I think that's Proverbs 29:16, if I'm not mistaken. You see, Esau, what he's doing is he's mentally breaking people down right now. So they're going to be more willing to submit to him, and he wants it. He wants a people that are submissive. He doesn't want any fight. He doesn't want no kickback. Okay, and you see these people, they don't have a vision. Okay, and it's destroying them. You see it every day. These people, they have no hope out here, man.
Right.
They're defeated already. So if this continues for a couple months, another year or so, when Esau comes out with that solution, they're gonna be down for it.
Yep.
No questions asked. All right, you got that, Ak?
This is Proverbs 29:18. It says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he."
That's right. So where there's no vision, the people perish. Okay, and these people, all they can see is what the elites have given them, which is the American dream, okay? Getting a so-called nice job, a little business, a nice house and a white picket fence. That's all they see, man. And then being able to drink, a beer and watch the football game, and have Christmas and 4th of July. That's it, man.
I got a precept.
That's basically it. So when that's stripped from them, they're going to be through. They're right now. These people are fiending for normality right now.
Right.
They're fiending for it. And Esau keeps showing them that dream, like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back to this, but as long as we get this, taken care of, these vaccines. Oh, vaccines aren't working. What's gonna come next? This RFID chip. This is what's gonna save you. You got scripture, Rock?
Yeah, this is Jonah chapter 2 verse 8. It says, They did observe lying vanities forsake their own mercy. So, in the last, it all boils down to this: that the truth is out, and not only you have guys like Fauci snitching on them on the elites and himself, but you actually have the prophets out there telling you what's really the truth, man. It's funny because before me and his brother turned this the record button on, I was just listening to Jake go in saying even Trump told you Trump is he's a businessman, but he was still trying to let you know that this whole COVID thing is BS. But so many people were so caught up into the madness of not liking him as a person that they couldn't understand what he was saying. They just thought he was a full of shit person, but they don't understand that this guy Biden, who is the president-elect, is about to come down with way more hell than Trump ever did, man. Because he's about to take away every last one of your freedoms, man. And he's going to do it all under the pretense of COVID being a disease. We already know that it's not, man. But a lot of people are going to believe it, and a lot of people are going to have no other choice but to go along with it, whether they believe it or not, man.
Yep, and that was like one of the first things that he said recently. The first things that he touched on was already COVID.
Yep.
And then he made a statement talking about wearing a mask isn't a political statement, okay? Which it is, man. You're forcing people to wear something that they don't want to. And then from there, it's going to go from a mask to a vaccine to the RFID chip. That's the reality of it, though. That's what's coming. And he's been, if you watch old footage of him, he's one of the major players in the pushing this chip, man. He told that, oh, man, who was it? That one guy, I forgot his name, for some reason it slips my mind right now, but he said you're going to rule on this, that at some point,
I forgot his name too.
People are going to have to take this implantable a microchip. He said you're going to have to rule on this at some point.
You will rule on it. He said
Yep.
you will.
So, he's pushing that agenda and that narrative. And you got to remember, this guy was vice president with Obama. And Obama, when you go into that Obamacare, that whole act, one of the things that was stated in it that was people were to get microchipped, man. Okay, so he's been pushing that agenda. This has been in the works for a long time, man. Okay, you got the guy's name or no?
Yeah, it's John Roberts. He's
Yep.
The Chief Justice at the time.
Okay. And this was like what, maybe like early, like to mid, like 2000s roughly, That's when that statement was made. Okay, so his agenda hasn't changed, man. All right? But, you want me to keep reading this article? You got something?
He's still Chief Justice. But yeah, John Roberts. He was talking to Joe Biden was saying that John Roberts would rule on it as well as everybody else, man. This is actually a thing, man. This is coming. These microchips, which are implantable, you even have people making memes about it. It was like, if I vote for Trump, Trump's racist, but he is giving me 12,000. If I vote for Biden, there's a whole little TikTok made on it, like Jake just scoffing and talking shit about it. But this is actually a reality, man. That soon it's gonna be how much you depend on the government or how much you depend on the Lord, because you're gonna be caught between the parts of faith. What the scriptures say, taking that implant, that's a sin unto death. And whereas the government says, if you take this, we will feed you, we will provide you Medicare and whatever else you need. You can even go to our sporting events and you can be a part of our society. Just take this chip. You're gonna be caught betwixt that and the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Lord said that if you take that, that's it for your ass, man. You put that inside of your body. You say yes to the chip, you will die.
Yeah. So I'll keep reading this though. It says, hold on, is that it? Here we go. I'll read this. A safe and effective vaccine produced this quickly would be a stunning scientific accomplishment that could save thousands of lives. And that's another thing too with you people. You don't even understand science. You can't just put something out there and say that's going to save you. You have to do years of research, okay? Trial and errors, all right? And a lot of you people are about to get sick from this stuff, man. And, there's so many, videos on, these particular vaccines and how people, they have a negative reaction to it. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. You know, okay? They might take down the video. You know what I mean? You gotta be careful how you word these things. But put it like this: people have had negative reactions to having these things injected in them. Okay, so a lot of you people are gonna get sick, regardless, man. Okay, and I'm gonna keep reading. It says, but Fauci warned that widespread distribution and getting the majority or more of the population vaccinated and protected won't happen until perhaps the end of 2021, and therefore means we cannot be free from oppressive lockdown measures until at least that point. Okay, and let me get this real quick. This is Second Ezra chapter what is this 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, because that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see more and more lockdowns. You're gonna see more martial law implemented. Okay, it's gonna get more hectic out here. It's not, things aren't turning back, man. Okay, things aren't turning back. All right. You got something or
Um.
so I had one more scripture. I believe I gotta find it.
No.
Oh, right here. Let me get this out real quick. This is Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down, and that's talking about America, okay? Because this place is Babylon, which it means confusion. All right. This is that city of confusion. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. And you see, that's what they're trying to do, and that's what they're gonna do. They're going to have you people on lockdown. You're not going to be able to come out of your house. And if you are going to be able to come out of your house, you're going to have designated times to do these things. You're going to have set amount of time to do these things. And that's it, man. Yep. All right? Then you're going to have to rely on them for all your resources. You know, your water, your daily bread, your meats, You're going to have to rely on them, and that's what they want. Because ultimately, what are they going to do from there? We keep saying it. That chip. That is what's coming. Okay? But before they, do these things, they're going to have all these things occur. And these things are happening elsewhere. You see, right now it's not necessarily happening here in America, but you go to places such as, France, Spain, the UK, you go to Australia, New Zealand. This is already happening in these places. You go to China, these things are happening. It's just, right now in America, they're allowing you people to walk around and feel like you have a voice and an opinion, okay? But that's about to be stripped very, very soon, okay? All right. Do you got anything else, Zach?
This is the first Maccabees, chapter 1.
Okay.
Yeah, this is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. I really should have got the one in Isaiah. It would have been better. It says, that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. It says, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king and who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. And those are the times we're coming back into. But much more, once that chip is on the forefront and it's being marketed like that, because that's gonna give people the license or the liberties to do, as Esau says, the so-called little freedoms that these people are fighting to get back to. They're gonna be able to do that via that chip. Otherwise your ass is off the grid and you're being basically hunted by the government.
They're gonna say you're a domestic terrorist.
Pretty much.
If you don't have any of this stuff and you fight it, you are going to be labeled as a threat to national security, and you are going to be labeled as a domestic terrorist now. Because if you don't bow down, now you're fighting against the beast system.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else? Nah, we can just end it. Because I don't got any other scriptures, and we don't really have to read too much of this article. It's pretty much done. Because it starts getting into, like, all the scientific, terminology and all that.
Well, let me get this in numbers real quick. Just one more scripture. This is Numbers chapter 11. I'm sorry, verse 4. It says, "And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic," meaning the precious things, man, the things that they were used to, it gave them comfort. Jake was a bucket of fried chicken or a nice crab leg dinner. Jake is itching to get back to those things, or the freedom to be able to, go out and do the things that they were doing in society before it began to fail, all right? Or before they had to survive and fend for themselves. It says, "But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes," which they were despising the offerings of the Lord, man. We're going to be out there in the wilderness. The Lord's going to be providing for us, and we're going to have everything we're going to need, man. The Lord, it says in the scripture, the Lord shall give thee everything in due season. But Jake's not, you're going to have a lot of Jake that's not going to wait for that. And I'm talking about also Jake that's in the faith too, man. They're going to grow weary and lose this patience, man. But us that's in this faith, we're supposed to fight against that because we knew that these things was going to come, man. We knew that they was going to try to push this RFID chip into the brink of you not being able to survive. Well, at least that's what they think, to the point to where your back is against the wall and it's really hard for you, man. So it's like putting a nice juicy steak in front of a hungry lion, man. They expect you to devour it, man. And a lot of Jake is gonna fall into that snare, thinking that the government means well by them, not knowing that the government is just trying to keep you for themselves, as well as exterminate half the planet and have a more controllable number of people on the face of the earth, man. They're not looking out for your best interest, man. They're looking out for better control, man. Because the thing is, even Esau knows he's not going to exterminate all people, but he does want to bring that number down. He's not going to exterminate all people because you need slaves. Even we're going to keep slaves. Esau still wants slaves. He wants servants. He wants his society, but he wants it under his control. He wants the whole world under his subjection. And the Lord's not going to be down with that. So as soon as he does that, and that's why, it must be very near, man, because as soon as those things start to come into play for where things are really hard for the elect, then that's when the Lord's coming, because it says, except for those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. So the Lord has to come in and cut this devil off from having a long run in his new world order, but he's going to have a new world order. The Lord is not against him having it. The Lord has to have a reason to jack this devil up, man. I mean, he has plenty, but that's going to be the topping on the cake when that new world order comes into play.
That's right. Is that it? You got anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
But yeah, so, we're just going to end it off. And, hey, this is what's coming down the pipeline. You see these articles coming out. You even just see it in just your day-to-day life, Things aren't getting any better. Okay, so-called better, because really for the elect, this is getting better. Because we understand that before the kingdom, much, trials and tribulations and, the time of Jacob's trouble must occur first, But, this is what's happening out here. So, hey, just be mentally prepared, be spiritual, and just continue to, have that faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And, with that, we hope you were edified, and we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Also, double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, and salutations to all you brothers out there. Shalom.
Shalom.